Oh well, we live. What it do? What it is? Oh, this is the Peace Dealer. And I hope you're ready for an exciting episode of your weekly astrology horoscope. Actually, though, I don't necessarily want to consider this so much so an episode. I would rather just consider it more so a very necessary transit report, if anything, but not to get you too confused or caught up. This is definitely, going to be one of the most important weeks of your life. And the most important thing about Scorpio energy and Scorpio season has literally everything to do with how profound things that might have been blind to you come fully out into focus. Or rather, the right word is revealed. Okay. Talking about revelation, the type of week this is going to be is you fighting in the fourth great ninja war before you become the sixth Hokage, and you realize one of your closest friends who died when you were a kid, who gave you the Sharingan in your left eye, is actually low-key the villain that you fighting in this war. It's just like so profound. Shout out to my homie Kakashi. I know this man personally. When he told me, when I saw this happening, it was a very, very, very ridiculous. I saw his eye bulge out, and the heartbreak that he had when he realized the guy he thought he was mourning his death wasn't even dead. You know what I'm saying? That's a funky revelation. That's what we call a plot twist. I think a lot of you have seen memes recently about, if I may say so, I hope the last 4 months or of this year, you get the plot twist you deserve or seek. Trust me when I say, don't think that plot twist is going to come at the very end of the year. That plot twist is going to be coming now. And not only is that plot twist coming now for you, this plot twist is fully indicative of unseen and unknown influences. Think the high priestess that you couldn't even have thought of possible. You've entertained the idea of, but because you probably never really thought something like what you had entertained could even happen to you, once this comes into full focus this week, in tandem with the new developments that are opening up for you, you're either going to shit your pants or you're just going to be like, wow. Oh my God. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because, trust me when I say, some of you aren't going to see what's going to be revealed coming. Scorpio season is going to be the season of revelations, okay? Everything to do with Scorpio season really is, you know what I'm saying, to do with this. Let me send a text real quick. But it's really, really important for you to understand that the work that you're doing to put yourself out there, the work that you're doing to share yourself with others and express your talents with the North Node and Leo, you want to look long term, but this season and Sagittarius season is going to offer a quick acceleration of this progress in a way that's just going to shock and awe you. The wildness is going to come in Sagittarius season, And thank God I'm a Gemini and I can multitask. I'm literally doing like 3 different things right now. And I'm texting, I'm uploading a document, and I'm talking to you live. And my Capricorn moon is like, bro, are you really, like, my Earth wants to focus on one thing. And it's like, bro, are you really doing all this shit right now? But yeah, really, really keep in mind, like, this is about to be not only like fully revealed, but you're going to be in a very profound position to uncover the true strength of your value based on how other people react to you. The silver lining of this week is, especially for those of you who have effortlessly and courageously embraced your insecurities, you're going to find this week that a whole lot of what you have suppressed and a whole lot of what you have been insecure about is going to be intensely valued. And if we think about the alchemy behind this, Taurus represents your value. That's why Tauruses are stubborn, because they know they're the shit. They know all they have to do is touch you and you'll be straight, and you wouldn't even have to worry anymore. All right. If anything, you'll be in a position to very profoundly, get even crazier insight on how amazing you've been this whole time. So being that Taurus has everything to do with value and your self-esteem, the opposite of that is Scorpio. Scorpio is going to have everything to do now with, which is why they're both magnetic, right? The receptivity of that value. Not only the receptivity of that value, but it's also going to indicate quite profoundly how well that value is desired. All right. The desirable nature of this value is what makes Scorpios, you know what I'm saying? Scorpio has Taurus on the 7th house. So people value them. This is what makes that people desire them. So desire and value, appreciation and desire have this opposite polarity. And Scorpio season is really a great season to see who desires you, which is an extension of value. You want to keep this in mind, because with Leo in the 10th house of Scorpio, as we slip out of Libra, first of all, any partnership that you're working on, which some of you might be more, you want to pay very close attention to the partnerships that you're involved in, because they may seem like anything that you're probably starting off as a business venture or whatever, it may seem like it's some of you may be downplaying how important and profound what you're creating with these people are. And in many of your cases, it's not necessarily with just one person, but you're going to find in any context, you know what I'm saying? Be very mindful of the partnerships that you're creating. Uranus opposite the sun here is really indicative of the unconventional, profound nature of this, where things will fall into place. And by Capricorn season, you're going to reach an initial part of success here. All right. Whether this has been a recurring relationship, but especially any new recent relationships that you have really opened up or a renewal of, you really need to know this is going to be very long term in a very unconventional way, not in the way you think at all, but still in a way that will challenge how well you're in a position to value what you share with this person, and prepare for excitement, because especially after Jupiter's in Scorpio, things are going to get super exciting. And as we uncover the value and the potential of how well we could all like embrace this energy, it's just going to show you just how much more sexy you can be. This, however, ultimately, and I almost said unfortunately though, is the supernatural showdown. And what I wanted to put in colons, what's up, Phoenix Rising? What's up, Ms. Ra? Ms. Ra for show. I'm going to pull your super chat card. I know you donated in the peace talk. I don't pull cards for peace talks, but I'm glad you're here. I got you. And yeah, my friend, really, 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 really make sure you're in a position to acknowledge who values you. And not only acknowledge who values you, but also, you know what I'm saying, be in a position to receive the expression of this value. A lot of you are dealing with people who they like you, but every time they have expressed their heart, even this doesn't even have to apply in something romantic. This could be something like platonic. Every time they've expressed their heart, they've dealt with people who they're evil or they're so unenlightenment does not really block love. But I'm going to teach you in Scorpio season, or I'm going to talk about, but Scorpio season is going to show you how to nail and tell who is truly evil. Okay, really keep this in mind. There's a science behind evil. Evil is ruled by Aquarius, which is why Leo is opposite it. All right, and Aquarius is not evil. Aquarius is the sign of true transcendentment. All right, as well as being in a position to communicate. But when this is at its negative, Aquarius rules evil. This is systematic to a degree where, because a lot of people don't understand what evil is. A lot of people think that evil is antagonistic. A lot of people think that to be evil is to be troublesome or to like get in people's way. You know what I'm saying? Evil smiles in your face and gives you everything that you want. Evil will deceive you to the point where you love it. All right. So, I mean, think about the most evil people have a lot of lovers. People love them. All right. So evil is not necessarily the same thing as being unconscious, because unconscious motivations could acknowledge evil, right? But evil comes with knowledge. This is why I say Aquarius rules evil. And when I say that to the deepest respect, because to be evil requires a certain element of genius and mass deception. But don't look at this and say that all Aquariuses are evil. I'm not saying that all Aquariuses are evil. Aquarius sponsors the Antichrist vibration and the epitome of evil. Aquarius also sponsors unity and the whole notion of pulling people together as a society so that we can transcend our issues together. So Apollodite asks a great question. So is Leo goodness? That's a great question because it's opposite Aquarius. If Leo was goodness, then this would juxtapose Aquarius as badness. But goodness and badness are illusions. Goodness and badness were experiments that were created by Sagittarius and Gemini, because Sagittarius sponsors morality, the perceptual subjective influence for what's personally good or bad for you. Aquarius, this is why I have the utmost of respect for Aquarius, because Aquarius is a master of evil so much to where just because they're evil doesn't even mean that it's bad. And if you want to actually, for example, if you wanted to combine the Antichrist, XXX Tentacion plus Lil Uzi Vert is like Lucifer. Not specifically. For those of you who take words so seriously that you apply it so seriously, don't do that because you'll be so confused. But that's Leo and Aquarius. True evil is going to take into account all the zodiac signs because evil has different flavors. But I'm trying to let you know, think about this whole back once again. Aquarius is the only sign who could really understand the sociology of groups of people and everyone that is involved. This is what, along with Pisces, makes them ascended masters. The fact that they can play people like literal chess pieces is what gives them the potential to not only be evil, but know how to be evil. An Aries or a Gemini can try and be evil, but ultimately, because they're so naive and because they have more egoic or lower world issues to transcend, it's really hard for them to be evil. They can be arrogant, they could be guided by evil, but I'm trying to let you know, really trust, really listen, and change how you look at evil, because what the dark forces have done is try and like confuse you with the whole good versus bad thing, to where you're going to judge when you're not a judge. Like, judges are higher beings. You're just here meant to experience. Unless you're judging for your own personal subjective bias, which is your own world, you could do. But you know what I'm saying? You just want to really keep that in mind. This is a supernatural showdown, which in quotes I wanted to put on the title, but it's too long. Dancing with the devil and flirting with death. Okay. You really just want to be, hi Nasheen, you really just want to be very mindful about how you entertain certain people who clearly have nothing but negative intentions for you. Okay. And this is where I say you've built such a strength in your character that some of you may have to dance with the devil and flirt with death itself. And not so that you're in a position to, you know what I'm saying, tempt fate. This is going to come to you. Those of you who are wise, when you see the devil and death come through, you're going to mind your business and not try and look for trouble. But I'm telling you, this trouble is going to look for you. Some people are going to think they're slick and pop up unexpectedly. And this is that type of week where you have to let the devil and death know, if you mess with me, I will make you my bitch. All right. I mean, that was very egoic to say, but that's the attitude that I'm trying to convey to you. When your hugest fears come up right in front of your face, you're going to confront them in a way this week where you realize they were never fears in the first place. They were literally just stepping stones to evolution. This is what makes this a supernatural showdown this week. Literally, like, we're going to move fully into Scorpio, and this week we're going to have a very potent conjunction with Jupiter and Mercury. There are going to be very dark themes that come up with especially the manifestation of your wishes. For some of you, in order to manifest this greatness, you're going to have to go through a battle. And for a lot of you, this battle you fight is going to seem like the most scary battle of all time. All right. We have Pluto in Capricorn squaring Uranus and Aries, making things just more extra than it is. And when you actually stand up to it and feel that nervousness and feel that fear releasing from you, right, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was scared of this. And trust me when I say, literally, the stuff that you're going to face, confront, and really almost feel disappointed that you feared something so unscary. These situations, the average person would shit their pants. The average person would be like, oh my God, does someone have a gun to my head? You know what I'm saying? This is where I say you want to flirt with death. This week, if someone unexpectedly pops up to you and puts a gun to your head and you're in an alley where maybe, you know what I'm saying, they can get away with it, you want to look at that person in the eye and you want to be like, oh, sweetie, are you going to pull the trigger? Do you really want this karma, motherfucker? Do you really want to do this? All right. Trust me when I say most people would probably fear for their lives. Most people would probably be very afraid when death is looking them in the face. But Scorpio is trying to teach you to embrace death a whole lot differently. In this society, we are so obsessed with fearing death. All right. For any of my people who walk the path of death, because something that I'm going to start teaching is there are people who walk the path of death and there are people who walk the path of life. And your soul will really indicate it. Some people who walk the path of death or are kind of expressions of death themselves will experience certain themes. These people are usually lonely, okay? People who embrace life, they have a lot of friends. This is literally like studying masculine zodiac signs and feminine zodiac signs. If you think about death, let's personify death real quick. Who really loves death? How many people are so not afraid of death? This is why Pluto rules unconscious bias. This is why Pluto is so deep in your subconscious. It influences you at such a deep level in your mind, soul, and spirit, because every single thing you do in this life is ruled by a fear of death. If you don't believe me, go outside and run across the highway. This is what makes Sagittarius's so lucky, because Sagittarius is this is why Sagittarius is the beginning of the final four zodiac signs, which are the master gods and goddesses. All right. Sagittarius has transcended death, right? Or rebirth. Sagittarius has transcended rebirth and transformation to where it knows no fear. Scorpio is the end of fear. That's why I have to go through the 7 levels to where you have embraced death and transformation. Sagittarius is where you're so free, you can run across a freeway that is completely filled with cars and make it from one side to the end because you had no fear. And that's the energy of Sagittarius, where it's like, how are you so lucky? You know how Sagittarius will just do something so wild that's just like, what? How did you survive that? They have no fear. That Jupiter exuberance is a vibration that makes their own luck. It's not just coincidence. Believing in solely coincidences is a sign of a lack of intelligence, not a overly critical and rational mind, because rational people will be able to tell the difference between repeating sequences and a connection through divine energy, unless they're suppressed by doubters around them. Really, really, really keep this in mind, because Scorpio once again represents, you know what I'm saying, the end of your mortal consciousness before you ascend into God and Goddess consciousness. Pluto rules, along with Mars, Scorpio, and Pluto is that unconscious fear that exists in every single person, all right, surrounding how afraid you are to die. Because when you truly transcend, look to where Pluto is in your chart. When you truly transcend Pluto, that means you no longer have a fear of dying and you gain that intense mastery. But every single person, even down to like walking up to your crush and talking to them, that has to do with the fear of death, a fear of completely being rejected, or a fear of completely, you know, falling victim to fear. In fact, there are more people who would, there's been a famous like statistic where like more people, especially if you're a communications major ever, more people would actually rather die than have a public speech. Okay, so I want you to, if you want to understand how subtle Pluto is, because a lot of people say Pluto is an outer planet and it's subtle. If you want to understand the subtlety of Pluto, the difference between Mars and Pluto is Mars is going to be the god of war that'll put a spear in front of your face and you feel all that adrenaline and it's like, oh my God, it can end right now. And this is why this also ends Scorpio, or rules Scorpio, whereas Pluto, all right, Pluto is that subtle fear where, along with Saturn, it's like, okay, I have to be careful with what I do. I know I can't be too free because I might die. If I stay out too late at night in a bad area, I might die. That's not a certainty. That's an unconscious fear. All right. Pluto rules that. If I talk to this person, I don't know, their ex might kill me. That's an irrational fear. You know what I'm saying? When you transcend fear, which is not easy, it's very challenging. When you transcend that fear of death, you achieve God consciousness. You achieve goddess consciousness. You achieve miracles. This is what can make you walk in a room full of people who want to murder you and go scot-free, because your fear is not inviting in that negativity. You're radiating positivity, joy, and a confidence that knows you cannot be touched. This is why the dark forces want you to be afraid. This is why the dark forces want to feed you news of death so that you will not open your heart and express your energy. You'll block it, close it, and really, this kind of sucks because it sounds so simple. It sounds so simple. If all you did was smile more and open your heart, you would literally change your life. All right. What's up, Susie? Odara will come back. I talked to her recently too. But yeah, just really keep that prevalently in mind. Flirting with death is going to involve this week being into many dangerous situations. For my sacred beings and Jinchurikis, this is if you have a transformative quincunx with your sun and moon. That means you're a Scorpio with a Gem moon, a Leo with a Pisces moon, a Libra with a Taurus moon, right? You have your moon 8 signs away from your sun. If you're a Jinchuriki, right, or a sacred being, right, then the Akatsuki is going to come for you this week. All right, let's hope you're not a Genin, but this is you opening up your door, and Itachi and Kisame are at your, not even, if it was just Itachi, the rawest ninja ever in life, okay, you're screwed. But Kisame too, and it's like, damn, I didn't even pass a Chunin exam. What am I gonna do? Oh, and you don't have Jiraiya to save you, and you don't have Sasuke to kill time by getting his ass whooped. So it's like a lot of you are going to have to go face to face with fear. A lot of you this week are going to come face to face with a situation that on the surface, it's going to seem insurmountable. It's going to seem like, oh my gosh, if I face this fear, I may very well die. You'll know, especially if your body's shaking, which is okay if your body's reacting to that illusion of fear. So Scorpio is all about your internal strength. It's not about, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love the strength card in the tarot. It's all about that internal strength that you can move by. And you don't have to be full of bravado or machismo, like, yeah, I'm that dude. I can't even look at you. It's a calm, silent strength where no matter what happens, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't shake your spirit. It doesn't shake your soul. This is literally that type of week where you face things that are genuinely scary to face for anyone, even if you were the most gangster, unafraid person. Some of you are afraid of physical stuff. The stuff you're about to be experiencing is paranormal. If you think all this like physical fighting and altercation, at least you can defend from that. Some of you are going to have to deal with paranormal experiences, ghosts pulling apart your stuff, because we have a lot of energy in Scorpio making the veil go thin. Scorpio is literally the gateway to the gods, next to the actual portal of Sagittarius. So Scorpio energy, especially around Halloween, is what makes this small limited period of time more susceptible to the spirits who come in before you see them in Sagittarius. I really just want you to keep in mind, though, especially as you dance with the devil, some of you, you're going to really have to deal with dark lords and dark forces, and they're going to really key you in to a whole lot of what you've been wishing for and a whole lot of what you wanted. And if you embrace old traditional views of how you should see and how you should embrace the negative, then if you suppress the devil when you see the devil, or chill with the devil, and you realize that, oh, I was taught you're bad, you know what I'm saying, and you let it go, you're going to miss a lesson. And you trying to follow a perceived right path will take you back. All right. Oh my God, Nasheen, was that a mistake? Hold on. Do I need to refund that real quick? Let me know. If not, thank you. But yeah, yo, you want to be very mindful of this, right, Brienne? God damn, master. Now we got a master in the live chat. She is Sagittarius, by the way, with the Cap moon. So you know, one of them great Sages. Really appreciate it. No, it's a mistake. All right, I was about to say. No, all right, I got you. Email me, and I'll make sure we get you back. Okay, it was supposed to say 2. All right, I was about to say. I think that was like a Freudian slip accident. That's the most Sagittarius shit I have ever seen in my whole entire life. Jupiter was just like, we're going to add an extra tutu. Bloop, bloop. Yo, we're going to have to blame Jupiter for that one. We're going to have to blame Jupiter. Straight up. But anyway, dancing with the devil, you know what I'm saying, is the epitome of the sacred dance between the yin and yang. So these negative entities you want to learn in Scorpio season, not necessarily to like suppress and deny, but literally dance with. You know what I'm saying? And this dance with the devil is going to indicate letting this dark fluence in your life, but then also drawing the proper boundaries. You let them in, but you push them out. You let them in. When you dance with the devil, don't let them all in. The devil is here to teach you the right boundaries to place and to test your integrity. This is the true, real occult reason why the devil card is represented by Capricorn. Capricorn is the epitome of integrity. Capricorn in its purity is the being and energy where you do everything right and you do everything the way it's supposed to. Opposite Cancer of sincerity. So how you feel inside is what you really do. That being said, the evil version of Capricorn, which isn't even evil, if you look at this objectively, Capricorn as the devil isn't really even evil because, it is, outside its purity, but Capricorn is the devil card because they test integrity. Because Capricorn is literally the captain of integrity, this person is going to know how to test the integrity of other people. So if you think about everything the devil card represents, you can't necessarily blame the devil for succumbing to your own temptations. There has to be a force that actually tests the limits of how far you can go. Otherwise, you won't be able to develop greater self-control. As far as that, you need to really stop beating yourself up if you succumb to temptation. It's not about falling for temptation. It's about getting up when you fall from it and gaining self-control. Because what it's going to feel like for you is that you can't literally control yourself, but what's actually happening is that you're gaining experience and, you're gaining strength each time you try. All right. Some of you are trying to stand up to the devil, and the devil here is metaphoric. Some of you are trying to stand up to the devil and the devil is waxing that ass and you're just falling for temptation. And it's like, bro, the devil is like level 99 and you just barely awaken. Like, don't try and think you're going to beat the final boss before your second Saturn return. Shoot, most people don't defeat the devil until their third Saturn return, unless they are the devil. That's completely different. But yeah, really, 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 really. Thank you, Power Flower. Really be in a position to be creative. You have to be imaginative. For those of you who are more straight-edged and straight-laced, who don't even want to entertain the devil at all, that's wise. Let me not tell you not to do that. But yeah, keep that in mind. This is going to be a very peculiar week that opens up your awareness of other stuff. We have the North Node squaring Uranus. The North Node trining Uranus, trining Saturn. So what's happening is there's a lot of fire being generated to align very unconventional and exciting work and developments and push you forward. Some of you could literally go viral overnight or over the next week or over the next month. And I hate to use the word viral, but it's really just talking more about, with all this fire, the work that's being put in place is going to not only generate where you gain huge presence, like if this is in your air house, so you gain a lot of passion, but Saturn will stabilize it. So it's not like you're just hot and then the fire goes out. It's going to be very powerful and very strong. All right. And something that's very powerful about this, with Uranus involved, has much to do with your awareness of your own integrity as well as your own uniqueness. And speaking of Uranus, which is in Aries, this at the final degrees, aspecting these important planets, is taking and incorporating a whole lot of how well you're being you to the fullest. It's okay if you're not there yet, like fully. No one truly, I mean, unless you're an Aries, like no one is truly there yet too much if you were to be dead. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is very powerful for you to open up greatly your awareness of yourself. And for those of you who are ready to ascend and evolve to the next level, I am now opening up and offering a live astrology webinar on the 26th of September for Uranus, called Navigating the Quantum Realm. For those of you who took my Pluto webinar, that was actually low-key an awakening webinar. It didn't really outright make it a ceremony, but that knowledge and trained information in your subconscious to facilitate deep awakening on your part by your choice. So if you haven't taken the Pluto webinar, I would watch that first, because you want to awaken before you quantumly shift, okay? And in this webinar, September 26th. October 26th, not September 26th. Let me change that. Yeah, it's actually going to be October 26th. And what's very important to embrace about this energy and even this webinar is a whole lot that you'll be able to not only learn from, but gain a powerful sense of genius ability to channel your mind in order to manifest real things. All right. What's up, Sabrina? I see that live chat comment. But regardless, really make sure that before you take this webinar, you prepare yourself for a quantum shift and acceleration of your reality. So Uranus is the planet in astrology that will take your life experience and accelerate 2 years worth of your experience in maybe one day. And that could be a whole lot for people to process. So Uranus can sometimes be more dangerous for people than helpful. All right. And really keep that in mind. And also be in a position to open up profoundly to, once again, the ability for you to tap into your inner genius. In this webinar that we do for Navigating the Quantum Realm, we will fully go over how to understand Uranus symbolically, what is the mythology of it, how to really interpret it in a zodiac chart. We're going to go over what it means through the signs by examining how it works through the elements and also through the states. And then we'll go through how it works through the houses. We'll speak of the generational influence of Uranus as well, which is very important to examine and look at. And we'll do a little bit of Q&A after, also going into the synastry and also into other such facets. Queen Deji asked, did I get my costume? I personally don't celebrate Halloween. Sometimes I'll, like, you know what I'm saying, wear some costumes because I feel like it, but I'm going to get into the habit of not really celebrating it. I'll go to parties, which is very hypocritical. I mean, if I'm not going to celebrate, sometimes I might have to be there, but there's nothing wrong with the holiday itself. So if you want to celebrate Halloween, go and do that. That's your thing. Like, I'm not here to tell you you shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. I just don't have any trust in certain organized holidays. Talk less of religion. And there's something about Halloween that harvests all the energy of people who reach a semi-delusional state, taking this opportunity to be someone else, which is great. I think it's fun. You could wear a costume, but there's something symbolic and ritualistic about it, especially with that being before the Day of the Dead, that a lot of people don't know they do a ritual giving their energy away just by celebrating Halloween. And see, I can't say that because you might listen to that as, oh, I probably shouldn't do it. you can know what I just told you and still celebrate Halloween, because you'll say a prayer and you'll be like, whatever they're trying to do to harvest my energy, I don't want it to happen to me. And then you still celebrate Halloween, you know what I'm saying? And it won't happen to you, right? Because you're conscious. When it comes to consciousness, it's not about doing right or wrong. It's not about being good or bad. It's when you are good or when you're bad, you're conscious of what you're doing. I'm going to say this one more time. Consciousness and awakening and enlightenment is not about being good or bad. Some people get so caught up in morality. They don't know sometimes you can be in a relationship with someone and you have to cheat on them. You have to cheat. Sometimes you have to cheat on your partner so that you can save the relationship. All right. Is cheating bad? Subjectively, no. And is it right to do? No, it's probably not right if you have to cheat on someone. But this is where you have to give up thinking you know everything and know that there's a different outside view of stuff. So trust me when I say, like, you don't have to cheat. Objectively speaking, you should never have to cheat to save a relationship. So don't listen to that by saying, oh my God, the peace dealer said, if you cheat, then you can save a relationship. I'm just saying, like, life is so unpredictable and random, and you cannot really say what's truly right or wrong, to the point where sometimes stuff that seems on the surface bad, you might have to do. This is just to teach you really don't know. So it's not about being good. It's not about being bad. You have to embrace the positive and the negative. It's about being conscious. When you're doing something dark, you're conscious of what you're doing. When you're doing something light, you're conscious. You can be the most positive, good person ever. If you're unconscious of it, it is what it is. So make sure you're definitely in a position to navigate the quantum realm with me October 26th. And the link to the description box is below. I still also have available my peace packages. October is almost over. So for those of you who want insight on your quantum relationships, make sure you do so. If you get a live reading from me, the code is quantum psychology. For those of you who have ordered the peace packages, thank you so much for your patience. This week was a very life-changing week for me. I've gone through a whole lot, so I had to push back a lot of work. But tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to dedicate to catching up. So for those of you who have been waiting and been patient with any such scheduling, don't worry, we're going to catch up, and I totally got you. All right. That being said, before I go back into the stream, I need to make an important rant about monogamy. People have monogamy all twisted. People literally don't understand the wisdom and genius of monogamy, because monogamy is a sign of wisdom. The number one evidence that someone is a master is that they are monogamous in relationships. All right. Now, this is important because everybody should be polyamorous before they become monogamous. Some people literally have earth energy, so they're slow. They take more depth. They feel more deeply. They can't date multiple people at the same time. Not everyone can be polyamorous. Well, anyone can be polyamorous. Not everyone can be monogamous. Some people have nothing but air and fire in their chart, and they literally have to have variety because they're a force of life. They have to share that light with everyone. A lot of people, Sagittarius is the best example. A lot of people think Sagittarius is promiscuous, or Libra. A lot of people think Libra is shallow because they talk to so many people. Libra is an archangel and Sagittarius is God. All right. They need to share their essence everywhere. That's why Sagittarius needs to travel. Sagittarius truly cannot just be with one person. Usually Sagittarius is with heavy earth or water can be like faithful and will prefer monogamy, because if a Sagittarius is so awakened that it's like they literally can have sex with any other person. But if they love you, then they won't have sex with someone else if they really care about you. So polyamory is a sign of someone very advanced. And then monogamy is a sign of someone that's very much so a master. So people have it wrong. People think that it's monogamy and then you ascend from monogamy to polyamory. You need to be polyamorous. The reason why polyamory is actually very important is because for those people who have attachment issues, it teaches them not to attach so much. People who don't understand polygamy or polyamory don't necessarily have attachment issues, but it's simply preference. You have to have a quality of focus. This is why I will always say, if you want someone committed, you need earth. Like, earth signs are commitment. You have to make sure people have earth or earth houses, because it's energetic. Like, someone who has all fire in their chart could have the greatest intention to be faithful. All right. That's the nature of fire. In the moment, they're so down for it. But when that temptation strikes and that fire's whiffed, they get in the moment, and then it's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Earth is a quality. The whole quality to be faithful and like to actually stay committed to something is a quality you have to have. Not everyone has it. So the institution of marriage and the forceful nature of monogamy is actually tainting, all right, monogamy. Anyone who is miserable and monogamous, it's not because of monogamy. It's because of issues within them that they cannot open up to do. If you're monogamous, it's because you're not putting enough effort into a relationship, which is never easy in the first place. This is why you have to be polyamorous first. The whole notion and aim for polyamory, like the whole ultimate notion of polyamory is to prepare you for a monogamous relationship. If you do this right, there are rare people in this world who can choose to be polyamorous. And if you choose to be polyamorous, you're a gangster. If you cannot handle a monogamous relationship, you have issues with being shallow and you lack depth. Trust me on this. Choosing polyamory is gangster. It's very cool because you're opening your heart to share. And let me bring this back to Sagittarius and Libra. These are such light energies that the universe will constantly keep around people. So it may be hard for them not to be in a relationship because they have to love other people. And Aquarius too, like, it's very hard for them to stay committed in a regular relationship. They can do it, and there's some people of those signs who will enjoy it. But if you find challenge, this is just energetics. A whole lot of socially instituted social like faux pas or stuff that's supposed to happen in society are mental. They're not truly like sound. They're not astrological. All right. The stars don't give a damn about certain like rules that society places. So if you attach that to the energies, you're going to expect stuff from people that you won't. Case in point, some people may think I'm biased for that. If I marry a Sagittarius woman and she cheated on me, right, I would be mad that she wasn't honest. I wouldn't be mad that she had sex with someone else. Like, if she were to tell me, yeah, I have some side dudes, I would not be mad. I literally would not be mad. All right. And I am huge about like fidelity. I don't tolerate infidelity, but I understand energy so much that even that Sagittarius will literally be like, no, I shouldn't have done it. And it's like, no, I don't think you understand, Sagittarius. Your ruling planet is Zeus. Your ruling planet is a thunder god who would have sex with so many other like goddesses and mortals when he was with Hera, one of the most sexy goddesses ever. Like, this is in you, like, it's ingrained. Like, if I was dating a Capricorn or a Virgo and they cheated on me, I would be mad. I would probably break up with them because they lied and because they had infidelity. So first of all, there's nothing fair about that, really, on the surface, that I would hold one person to another standard and one person to another standard. And the way I play, I don't do, if you cheat on me, I cheat on you. Because remember, integrity talks. If somebody cheats on you and then you cheat back at them, you're not getting on their level, or you're not teaching them 11. You're failing on your own integrity. Let me say that one more time. Like, if someone does something bad on you and you do a bad back to them, that's not karma. That's you forsaking your own integrity. Integrity talks. Remember, just because someone lacks integrity doesn't mean they do. But this is energy. You know what you're walking into. If you expect faithfulness from fire, all right, now That's not to say fire signs can't cheat. Just think about Jay-Z. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. And I can't even be mad at Jay-Z. Like air and fire, they know how to differentiate and detach from who you love and who you have sex with. But then earth and water realize that sex is something devotional. This is a misunderstanding. Like some people don't literally have, like, I can see both sides because I have the Cap and the Taurus, but then I have the Gemini and the Aries. So like, I really do get this. All right. And I'm going to tell you the other side of this. It's all about honesty. Integrity really much is sexy. If you choose to be polyamorous and you don't lie to the people you're dating that you're dating other people, this is literally like ideal. But ultimately, the reason why polyamory leads to monogamy, when you date just one person, which if you have mad Taurus energy, maybe you have to date just one person because your focus is so absolute that you take your time with things. And if you were to spread your energy far out, talking to different people, you wouldn't really be focused on, you know, someone all the way like Scorpio or Taurus might do, where other people might have to focus on other people. Polyamory will challenge you to literally talk to other people and engage. So as you're dating one person, they're reflecting something in you that you're learning. You're dating someone else, you're gaining lessons from other people. And if you date one person, right, over this, if you date 5 people one at a time over the span of 3 years, you can gain a lot of depth from one person, as opposed to dating like 7 people over the span of a month, which might be a lot, even if it's casually. You don't have to be kissing all of them, right? But you're engaging with people and they're teaching you so much lessons. You manifest the one faster than if you date one person. And this is facts. People who are polyamorous and date multiple people, like Venus and Geminis, Venus Sagittarius, they find the one way quicker because they are gaining so much lessons and karma from most people. This is going to manifest everything they need really quick by going through it at once. But some people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Me, I have my Venus and Taurus. So I could not date, like, I could date 2 people, but I could not date more than 2 people seriously. And I'm the kind of person where if I'm going to date you, I plan to marry you. And that's just really because of my earth. But like the reason why I'm trying to show you differences of this is because when it comes to monogamy and polyamory, which is important because of the Scorpio season and Jupiter here, it's you can't like define this like, oh, you should be monogamous or you should be polyamorous. It's something that just needs to be open with in communication. Some of you might be getting with people who think about this way differently. Okay. And if you want to be honest, like if I wasn't already married to someone right now, right? If I didn't incarnate into this realm already married, I would just choose to be polyamorous. Okay. And I know that's weird for me to say, but you know, Venus in the 12th and like certain 8th house aspects, like my soul was born married and bonded to someone else. Some of you who have divine partners or unique soul arrangements, you experience the same thing. If there's someone who you've probably had multiple past lives with, they might have roped you into a contract to where it's like, oh, you thought you about to date someone else? Oh no, I'm a cock block or a P block you, bro. We still got to finish our marriage. And it's like, damn it. So yeah, trust me, some of you, not everyone has that kind of arrangement, but you know what I'm saying? Really, 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 it's not okay to cheat if you're vibing higher, okay? But really keep that in mind. The reason why I wanted to make this rant is polyamory is very interesting, but don't let people deceive you. People lack self-control and people are immature. If you are earth, if you are water, some of you are starting to feel guilty for wanting something monogamous. You need to understand that most people are not as advanced for you. Polyamory is the beginning. Monogamy is a sign of an advanced individual. Stop making Stop letting people make you feel bad because you want to spend the rest of your life with one person. It is very possible, if you have any semblance of integrity, it is very possible, if you have self-control, true love is being able to develop and cultivate a relationship with someone to the point where someone who you are heavily attracted to could want sex with you, but you care. You care. A whole culture is trying to erase and kill monogamy so bad. You care so much about that person that you would never even entertain the thought of cheating on them or having sex with someone else. You need to know that quality is something not everyone has. And the reason why I had to tell you about polyamory right now is because you might not, some people have to learn that. Some people have to go through that before, you know what I'm saying? Some people might have to have multiple partners for them to really realize, I don't want to be monogamous. All right. You should never get married if you don't want to be monogamous. Don't ever get tricked. This goes the other way around. Don't get tricked into feeling you have to be monogamous because you feel bad about someone. And open relationships are very enlightened too when they're done in honesty. Trust me. Like, if the only reason why cheating sucks isn't really so much that someone did something else behind your back. It's the fact that it happened behind your back. If so many people were honest, it's an issue between honesty, not sex. If so many people were honest about what they were doing, you would, trust me, that would save so many relationships. People wouldn't even break up just because of the honesty. Okay, so I need to say this one more time. Don't let people make you believe that it is impossible to love someone and be faithful for someone for your entire life. When you do it right and you explore and bond with someone else's body, mind, and spirit, sex with them literally is like new every day. That takes work. That takes time. That takes self-control. That takes weeks of being with someone that you probably might hate for a while because you get on each other's nerves, but you still put that behind you to focus on something bigger than you. That's the whole purpose of the composite chart webinar. The relationship has a third energy. It's not just you and it's not just the other person. It is the epitome of true love. It is the mastery of love. Okay, trust me, there's so much deception out here. People want you to think that it's actually weird or stupid to be in a monogamous relationship. And it's not that it's stupid to be in a monogamous relationship or unrealistic. If you're in a monogamous relationship with someone who is not monogamous, then that's unrealistic. And you have to be able to know your partner to know if they're monogamous or not before you even get into a monogamous relationship with them. Once again, this is why. See, what you have are a whole lot of people who don't know shit about relationships. I'm a little mad. You have a lot of people who don't know crap about relationships. They only care about themselves, really. When stuff goes mad, they play the victim. They have no self-control. So they get in these monogamous relationships and they fall to temptation or they get cheated on. And it's like monogamy doesn't work. And it's like a monogamous relationship is nothing easy to maintain. People want to just fall in love and have every day be dreamy. And then when they argue or when the shit gets tough or something really bad happens in the relationship, they find someone else. And then the next person who opens their heart, oh, that person's my soulmate. I thought that was my soulmate, but I was wrong. This person makes me feel better. And then they go on to the next relationship and repeat, rinse, like thing again. And it's never true love. True love requires hard work. And I'm going to be honest, like Chris Rock said it the best. If you don't feel like killing your partner, you don't truly love them. Because a lot of people are just kids out here who have like old ages, but they're still mentally still in high school. If you honor and value monogamy, I need you to understand that if you can be monogamous, because not everyone can be monogamous. Like, I'm just be real. Like, sometimes the more integrity you have, the better temptation. For those of you who are truly monogamous, never feel like you're a sucker because you don't cheat on your partner. Know that they have a legend, and that's you, that you can actually resist temptation, that they can have the peace of mind of leaving you to be free. And they know people are going to come out, but you're going to represent your union and be like, hey, sorry, don't do that. I'm already spoken for. It's really that simple. Okay. And this really brings me back to really realizing who's full of shit and who has love in their heart. Okay. Because for those of you who are just so unconditionally loving, for those of you who are vibrant, you share yourself with people. We live in a crazier world now because people are so blinded by fear. They can't open up to people. So you have some people who will walk up to you, or you'll try and talk to them, right? And like find out their day. They'll just look at you like you're weird. Not even like you're invading their space and you're like, hi, I never met you. How you doing? You know, that could be annoying. But it's like, you know, when you try and like say hi to people, I've seen people complain about this. Like, damn, people are just so uptight. That's not for no reason. All right. If you are in a situation where you show love to someone and they react negatively, that person is carrying evil energy. So the awareness of this dark energy is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is going to hook you up. Scorpio is going to show you how dark people are, but Scorpio shows you subtly. Like Leo is going to show you. Sagittarius is going to be like, focus, like, that's it. All right. Scorpio is very subtle. Virgo is very subtle. Okay. Scorpio is going to show you by what doesn't happen when you do certain things. So when you show someone like love, when you express your heart and share your vulnerability, the love in your heart is more powerful than the hatred people project you. Dark forces ain't gonna like me to say this. The love in your heart will always be way more powerful than the insignificant hate that people project. It seems more intense because it's a impure vibration, but hate is ultimately a distortion of love and an illusion. Hate is weak. If someone hates you, you don't want to hate them back, because alchemy is the language of the awakened heart. So why hate someone who hates you when you can love them back and alchemize and transmute that energy? You're not being manipulative here, and you're not loving them so that they can suddenly love you, but you're just loving them because love is greater than hate. And people don't know how to separate love from desire. When you desire something, you want something from it. When you love, you're just loving it. It's unconditional. Love, that's why I say love is not Venus. People have shit fucked up. Love is not Venus. Venus is more interpersonal relationships. Love is the sun. Love is the sunlight that shines its rays down on flowers and plants to grow. Whether you are a scumbag, whether you're the greatest person ever, whether you are alive or not, that light is going to shine down. That's the difference between love and desire. When you desire something very intensely, Venus and Mars, you have expectations. You want it. It's one of the most great things in life. But some people think that if you love something, you desire it. Many of you, you don't want love. Many of you don't want love. Many of you just want to like be desired. Many of you just want affection. All right. That's evidence of love, but it's not really, the essence of love where you're just able to express. So know that the love in your heart, which you will be tested with people who project, they're people who carry evil in their hearts. So if you show love to someone, and Brienne Mendez had the perfect timing. She said, can we talk about aliens now? This is how you're going to know if someone's possessed by a demon, an alien, or if they've given their soul over to the dark, or if they still need to like shift. If you show someone love and they're closed off to it, then they're not necessarily evil. If someone is closed off to love, their heart chakra might be closed. If you show them love and they just kind of shrink back, okay. If you ever show someone love and they get mad or they get freaked out, then they're I swear to God, they're evil. Trust me. Trust me. This is honestly going to save you, because a lot of these evil people like to, you know what I'm saying, smile in your face and give you whatever. If you ever show someone love and they freak out or they kind of, you know what I'm saying, and they kind of really push away, they're evil. They're either evil or they're very dark, because the force of your love, which is innocent in nature and very beautiful and powerful, is so pure. It's so pure that literally them receiving it is going to hurt them at a soul level. And some of you may not put two and two together, where some people will freak out. If you ever express love to someone and they say they hate you, they have evil in their soul. It's different than if you love someone and they've been so hurt. If they are so hurt, this is different if you love someone and they are so hurt that they don't know how to receive it. This is different. That's not someone who's evil. That's someone who is learning to accept love. Okay. So this is an important distinction, because if they're willing to receive it, but it's just so hard for them. Okay. But if you give someone love, because trust me, some people, this is going to apply to you. This might be an extension of just being kind, because evil people don't know anything about love, really. Evil people only care about themselves and they know how to manipulate. So when they see genuine, authentic love from you, it freaks them the hell out so much. It almost terrifies them. Okay. And they're going to react adversely. Knowing this will let you know how much of a chip of a shoulder you have, because all they can hit you back with is fear and threats. And that's literally non-existent. It's fake and it's weak. Okay. There's going to be a mini demon resurrection, because those possessed by darkness will react violently and badly to everyone. So you need to have the test of faith in the face of danger and exposition. A whole lot of what you've been desiring to expand upon is set to manifest for you in the coolest ways. So this week is going to initiate a very great news for those of you on your path, especially if you're North Node in Aquarius. Some of you are going to get that big break in whatever field you've been wanting. All right. But there's going to have a test of faith where you have to face your fear, something that you've been worried about what happened. Oops, gonna change the battery. Something that you were worried might happen will not only happen, but you're going to see how much of a badass you are because you stood up to it. Even if that means you get beat up a little bit. All right. Some of you might be dreading an altercation that you may be avoiding or don't want to happen. When that altercation happens, you know what I'm saying? You might not necessarily achieve the victory that you'd hope you'd achieve, but because you stood up to it, you're going to feel so proud of yourself. Trust me. This is the difference between getting stood up on and having an altercation with fear, and then you run away, but you're safe. You didn't get hurt, or you stand up to it, but you almost get killed, or you don't almost get killed, but you probably get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because you stood up to your fear, and you might have like a lumpy eye and maybe, you know what I'm saying, a chipped tooth, but you're going to feel so good. You're going to be like, you know what? I stood up to that. And that wasn't really as bad as I thought it was. Versus if you run away from that fear and you're safe, you're going to feel so bad because now you have something that has so much power over you. And then it's going to come back even worse. So any fear this week that comes up, you're not going to have to look for it. It's going to come up. Any fear this week that comes up that you do not address, it's going to come back again, Saturn and Capricorn, and it's going to ruin you. If you stand up to it this time, it's going to backfire on them, and you're going to be in a greater position. So this is the sneak peek. All right. This is the week to really show yourself. No matter what people thought or said about you, you deserve respect because you stand up for yourself and you stand up to any fear. Okay. Send true love to test who is evil. Evil people hate love. Hate is an illusion. There is never a reason to hate somebody. So some people are more slick. You may show them love and they won't freak out, but they'll just deflect it. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for people who are so critical. They're never willing to, you know what I'm saying, show someone love. They always have to find something to pick out on someone. They always have to like hate someone for some reason. They never have anything good to say about someone. Like I can understand someone, like there's certain people who they might have something good to say about only their friends, but they hate everyone else. That's different. That's someone who's elitist and they just need their ass whooped. But someone who has nothing good to say about anyone, even themselves, they're possessed by a negative entity. Really watch out for that because it's going to be subtle. It's not going to be in your face. All right. And really keep this in mind. Before we go into the Peace Mobile, I have a song of the week that I want to kind of reflect for you whenever you're in that position. If you're dealing with someone who is just impossible to open their heart. All right. One thing I also want to keep in mind with you is Scorpio is death, but ultimately Scorpio is actually life. And truly Capricorn is death before you ascend from this earth plane into the mythical and extraordinary spaces of the universe and heaven. All right. So Scorpio, even though is death, is actually life because it's the life that is gained after you truly die, once you transform and are reborn. And then the trial by fire through Aquarius is what leads to going on the mountain peak to ascend and forfeit your physical vessel and become light. So with that being said, make sure that you keep in mind how well you incorporate these energies. Yada nailed it. Scorpio is love. Scorpio is an octave of love, whereas Leo is vibrant love. Scorpio is that deep, obsessive love that really indicates the depth of how far one can go for another. All right. And I'm going to start warning and requesting people to download my videos that you like because there's going to be a greater crackdown on people like me. It's the interference that I'm going through. It's not just exclusive to me. I'm pretty sure even you guys go through interference when you open. So don't be surprised if maybe my account gets hacked and like, you know, videos are deleted for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm already any major video I'm doing, I'm already saving and backing it up in a terabyte drive because I have no time to play with these dark forces. So if any of you have been feeling that, make sure you kind of do so because, you know, anything can happen. And the song of the week that I have for you is I Still Love You. I wrote it. I didn't finish it. And I didn't necessarily make a melody, but we will freestyle it. Okay. So, my love is the light that blinds your evil ways. I hold space for the grace we share, despite the games you play. Your hatred for me is quite powerful, but listen as I say, I still love you. I still love you. Your heart is cold and bitter because you forgot you a winner. You judge people mercilessly because you were told you're a sinner. You pissed me off because you didn't want to come with me to eat dinner. but I still love you. I still love you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One day I may win a Grammy for that. My singing skills are just too impeccable. But yeah, it is what it is. And we're gonna go into the peace reveal right now. Oh God. These song of the weeks be giving me life, yo. I hope they give you life too. And yeah, yo. As we start off the week, the most pivotal week, if anything, we're going to shift from the master degrees here and fully move into Scorpio. And Scorpio, being 1 degree when the moon goes into Cap, really seeks to serve and show how profound you can gain powerful decisions on what to do with a whole lot of what you've manifested for yourself in a few short days. Because let me just be honest, everything relevant is going to happen tomorrow on the 22nd and the 23rd, when all the mysteries that are initially being kind of like uncovered are revealed, and you manifest a great meaning through this. All right. Once the moon moves into Capricorn now, you're going to express how serious you are about your actions, especially during this conjunction where you're establishing a greater level of intimacy with yourself, and in turn, how well this will translate to others. Even better, since the moon will be in Capricorn during this time, and you will gain profound wisdom about how real the purity in your soul is. And ultimately, when we reach this first quarter square, there's going to be deep knowledge that is revealed. So the moon in Sagittarius transit is going to indicate information that comes to light. And then when the moon's in Capricorn, you're going to do something with this information. And then the moon in Aquarius is going to reveal knowledge based on what you've done to really help switch and make more prevalent a lot of what has been occurring. Because Mars is going to shift into Libra, you're going to find sexual unions take physical form a lot more coolly, especially at the end of the week, because now Mars and Venus and Libra is establishing this relationship where the work was done individually while I was in Virgo. Now you're going to see the lovers come together and establish relationships. So if you haven't established relationships while I was in Virgo, some people did because maybe they had Virgo in the 7th, then you probably definitely will while it's in Libra. And the square that Venus will make to Pluto will break up relationships with people who are with the wrong ones and redirect them to you. But trust me when I say Venus and Mars square Pluto is having the most epic argument with the love of your life and then having the most intense makeup sex after, because Uranus is opposite this. So fully expect drama and chaos initially, but listen more to the point. It's going to be an issue of deep trust between how well two people can be honest with each other. And as long as you stick through it and you don't kind of like run away from the fear, miracles will occur. Okay. And nothing but miracles. So with that being said, oh snap, I'm going to pull tarot cards. Let me get my cards real quick, but make sure you're in a position to embrace this week the supernatural showdown where you have spent 6 years building up your superpowers. You have spent 6 years understanding who you are at the core. Now this week, you're going to have a showdown that's going to activate and trigger your supernatural power. Some of you have been sitting in your room or going out and trying to, induce this. Some of you just kind of need an experience to trigger you. This is going to be the week where your car is locked and you're accelerator doesn't work, and you literally need to use your telekinetic powers to stop the car somehow gradually, and to the point where it's like, did I just freaking do that? And you had to be in a position where it's like, do or die. That's Scorpio, and that stress kind of triggered it. Okay, so yeah, keep that in mind. Apolodite, that's hilarious. Apolodite talking about ghost dick, and a lot of y'all are gonna get ghost dicked because one of the unfortunate, or some of you are gonna love this, but you know, Scorpio season allows astral projected entities or mental projections from physical beings or ghosts to just sexually molest you, or just like have like mad sex. And I don't even want to like joke about the sexual molestation, because some people get projected vibes so much, sexual vibes. It's like, even though they're not in a physical place, they can feel people's horniness invading their sacred space. And that's astral rape. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay, so make sure you're in a position to psychically protect yourself. But for those of you who like that astral sex, this is definitely a great period to open up to that. How you can protect yourself from unsolicited astral sex and astral rape is simply to set the intention. Just think that every time the sun comes up, any intentions that you have reset. So you just have to say them again. It's not that you have to say the intention super hard. Just say it every day so there's consistency. And just think that you say it during the day, and then the energy wanes, and then the moon goes out, and when the sun comes out again, you just have to do it again. And that's just how kind of intentions work for anything, really. Some people are strong enough to where you can do it for one day and it'll last more, but yeah. Brett Dickinson, men are just as susceptible, just like they're incubi and then succubi. So great question. All right. And then nighttime affirmations too. That would definitely work. D Martel, I feel you too. It's all good. Me too, but hopefully that'll change, because Jupiter and Scorpio is trying to hook everyone up with authentic sexual connection. So for those of you who want sexual partners, for those of you who want to be with someone who you have deep, authentic sex with, Jupiter and Scorpio is going to open up the possibility for you to do so by the intent. It's not going to say everyone will, but if you have that intent, you will. You need to understand you will, and it's going to change a whole lot. All right, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to go get the tarot cards right quick, and I'll be back. Alrighty. Another cool thing about this week is any one of you who have had a strong soul connection with someone, but mentally or on the surface, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's going anywhere. This is going to be the week where everything transforms. And intuitions are going to make sense. Signs are going to make sense. And you're definitely going to be, really enlightened about why everything had to happen the way it had to happen. So with that being said, yeah, we're going to start with Aries. Aries this week is going to Aries rising, Aries moon. Yada, I got you. This week is going to be very pivotal for you, because you're going to come face to face with people who are kind of wishy-washy on how much they want to support you. They kind of see that you have something going for you, but they still might not necessarily be invested. So you really want to just pull their card, or just really like draw the line and let people choose. Don't let any wishy-washy people in your life. And the card that we have is the Ace of Wands. All right. The Ace of Wands is going to speak of very positive, fresh, new, exciting opportunities springing up for you in any form, whether romantically or whether sexually. They're definitely going to talk about a burst of passion and a newness. Someone asked if they have Aries in the seventh house, does it apply to you? Yeah, in your relationships, you might manifest a new relationship randomly because Ace of Wands is going to be unexpected and just passionate, very lustful, in a very cool sexual way, not really a negative one. All right. Taurus. Oh, I actually want to do an astrology dating site like OK Cupid. I just lack the programming capabilities, but if I had everything I needed to do one, I would so do one. Integrate it with like, yeah, that would be amazing. So anyway, Taurus rising, Taurus moon. This week, the Supernatural Showdown is going to show you how well you can take the inner strength you have and apply it through into your relationships with others. So you learn how to rely more on your subtle influence rather than forcing things. The card that we have for you is the Seven of Swords. Be mindful that not everything is as it seems, and you don't necessarily want people to take advantage of your kindness, but you also want to be mindful of certain things you may be engaging in. If you're trying to do something risky, you want to understand that it's not the wisest thing to pull off right now and could get you in more trouble than you expect. But that doesn't mean that there isn't potential to get away with what you're doing. Just don't be in a position to where you're letting too many people know, because it's still very risky. Okay, but be careful of people deceiving you. You will know this because your intuition will alert you. Gemini, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. The Supernatural Showdown is sponsored to you by I Don't Give a Goddamn. And anyone who really wants to open up any lines of critique could be in a position to get beat. No, I'm just joking. Make sure you embrace with this week positive new relationships that open up with your willingness to incorporate and get your lifestyle in order. The Four of Pentacles is talking about greater financial stability and a foundation by your willingness to really take note and stock of what you have and work hard to multiply that. But for those of you who've been wanting some foundation and not really worrying about money coming in and out, this week is going to really magically have you feel more stable when it comes to your income. All right. Cancer, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. The Supernatural Showdown is going to extend deeper the level of power you have with your love so that you enter more authentic unions and quite gracefully at that. But because of this deep energy, don't be mad if you're moody, especially because of this dark mini demon possession. Some of you might this week be super irritable, and some people kind of walk with dark forces. So it doesn't mean you're evil. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, but you definitely want to be mindful quite potently of if you're super irritable, if for some reason you just can't get along with anyone this week. It's not really you. It could just be dark influences around you because they're going to be very sensitive to these energy shifts. And with that being said, Cancer, we have the Page of Swords. So whereas, Taurus might be stalking or lurking on someone, I'm not gonna lie, I'm in Taurus rising. I am definitely lurking on certain, but still, Cancer, you might be doing some spying. Spying is different from lurking. The Page of Swords is saying, if anything, Cancer, be careful that you're being watched. Okay, people are examining you. If you're involved in any nefarious dealings, this is the card of law enforcement, but also someone watching you from afar, someone checking you out. Not like I'm checking you out, but they're trying to gain information on you. So keep that in mind. That's not necessarily that might be with someone who has good intentions for you. They just want to know if you're cool or not. Or it could be someone who's trying to catch you in something. So just be mindful that you're being watched. You don't have to worry about it, but just know that your moves are being monitored. Okay. Leo rising, Leo moon. We have the Six of Cups for you. The Six of Cups is going to speak of the intense bonding and innocent vibes you can share with another. And it's also going to speak of returning to an innocent place with the Scorpio energy deep inside of you that will allow you to gain and develop more trust moving forward. But look to a connection with the soulmate to really excite and really give you hope again when it comes to evolving the love you share with someone else. So it's definitely not just superficial. Virgo moon, Virgo rising. This psychic showdown is going to incorporate quite powerfully your willingness to express the more subtle qualities of your mind and the magical ways you do so perfectly. I mean, just look at the timing of things that happen magically whenever you're even evoked or involved. We do have the Four of Swords, which is encouraging and promoting you to really rest and recuperate your energies this week. You'll find that there's bliss that can be maintained through meditation. And once again, really finding your mental peace, which will happen if you get rest. And once again, do some like mindfulness meditations. Libra rising, Leo, Libra moon. This is going to indicate a whole lot of what you can come into and manifest based on how well you put to work that which opportunity comes to you. Libra, we have the same card as Gemini because you and Gemini are literally in the same boat. You're just kind of doing different things. So you're not in the same boat, but you could be sitting in the same place. You and Gemini both have the Four of Pentacles because the Scorpio energy is in your Earth houses. So both of you are going to be put in positions to gain greater financial stability because the work is going to come to you. But it's not like the Eight of Pentacles or the Two of Pentacles where you're working too much or hustling. The Four of Pentacles is talking about you establishing a greater foundation in the work you do so that you can build on that. Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, it is time. That's all I have to say. It is time. I'm not allowed to reveal your secrets, but the dark transformative energy that has been creeping up within you will now take over your body and soul completely, and you'll have nothing to do about it as you watch the darkness threaten and hurt people that you love, but also reveal crazy secrets and bless those who actually have positive intent for you. Welcome to the truth of who you are. It's raw, it's rare. Most people will never be able to handle it, but hey, it could be worse. You could have been an Aquarius. The card that we have for you is the World. The World card is talking about you gaining not only great completion, but you concluding old lessons. This is going to come with great success because this is going to indicate quite profoundly a lot of what you've gone through to come into a profound understanding of what you've learned and what is possible for you to achieve. The World card is promising you success in a way where it's like, finally, I've achieved this. Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius moon. This supernatural showdown is going to bring you the most action. I think every single thing you do is just going to be fraught with unnecessary drama that you'll already be used to, but also open up a greater level of faith and trust in that which you can't necessarily see. We have your card, the Temperance card, which is having you delve in between realities, Sagittarius. The universe is going to give you the showdown by dealing, watch how you spend, Sagittarius, it's hilarious, by dealing quite profoundly with nebulous influences. So whereas Gemini is going to have to deal with their fear by seemingly real things, that are material. Sagittarius, you're going to have to deal with more immaterial psychological influences like demons. And some of you Sagittarius are going to have like hour-long exorcism battles where you're having to beat the crap out of demons in this dimension. And then you go into the dream realm and then you beat the living crap, oh my God, out of these demons in your dreams or in the spirit world. Oh my God, I just see Sagittarius as throwing blows. Just like, whoosh, 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 whoosh. And it's like, who are you punching? And it's like, you don't see this entity getting these hands right now? And yeah, Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon. This is going to align a whole lot in motion for you to achieve and accomplish much of what you wanted, not in the form of material possessions either, but connections that could open up lines of networks to add to the depth of your experience. If anything, Capricorn, you could expect some exciting news because of the Knight of Wands, which for some could be a short trip or moving residence temporarily. This is going to be a lot of excitement that is derived and gained, but it could also be a passionate individual who could potentially play you if you don't put the right boundaries, but could add a lot of insight and fun. All right, so just have fun with this person, and that's about it. Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. This is going to be a profound period for you to be aware of how deeply people respect you. And you might be put off at first if you gain a lot of shade, but what's ultimately going to happen, whether you get shade or not, especially with the Lovers card, is you're going to be profoundly aware of how much you're loved. And this is going to knock you off guard at first, because it's not to say you haven't gone through your fair share of experience. And this isn't a Two of Cups card, but due to recent developments in your life and energy upgrades, you're going to find that you're attracting a whole lot of sexual energy from people. You're walking out and people are like, and it's just like, bow chicka wow wow. And know that you have this sexual power and energy to use in any way you see fit. You're seductive right now. Use it for evil. I mean, use it for fun. Pisces moon, Pisces rising. Thank you, Cara Wendy. I lost weight because I'm trading with the goat goddess, Yada B. She's teaching me how to move. I do this over FaceTime with her, so totally hit her up. It's totally worth it. I'm totally loving it. And Pisces, good luck, Pisces, because this supernatural showdown is going to show you a whole lot of stuff you are not trying to see. Pisces is just about to get hit with the, oh, in fact, Pisces, my heart goes out to Pisces. Because when Gemini or even Virgo, sometimes we can get a magic overload, and then it's like we just see sign and synchronicity after sign and synchronicity, and then Gemini can just shut it off. Like, all right, I'm going to go to Walmart and process and think about this shit. I have to 3D myself. This is just so much high information. And then Virgo, it's a little bit hard because Virgo notices everything. So Virgo they can't turn it off, but Virgo's cool to where they can at least just pretend they're not seeing it and keep a poker face. And then Sagittarius can't not see signs every time. So they're just like, and then eventually they get bored. You know what I'm saying? But Sagittarius can actually handle it. Pisces is way too intense because Pisces will see the signs and get deep meanings of it. So it's kind of like the worst for them, because whereas Gemini could literally just like shut off the signs and just go 3D, Pisces is just like, oh my God, I can't unsee this. No. And then everything they look at when they're trying to look away, it's another synchronicity. And they're like, no, another sign. No, another sign. Oh my God, another sign. And they just fall into this rabbit hole of signs where the universe forces them to be delusional. See, the thing with Gemini is people hate on Gemini so much that Gemini gets driven crazy. When there's a lot of rejection and backlash, I'm not talking about Geminis who don't have integrity and kind of deserve all the bad that comes to them. But I'm talking about the average Gemini who gets driven. The average Gemini gets driven crazy. All right. And it sucks. We don't have the mental strength of Aquarius or as much integrity and power as Libra. So it's very easy for us to get driven crazy because a whole lot of what we say is constantly rejected as children's drivel, even though we're channeling from the spiritual world Pisces and Neptune out to the world. So we get driven crazy because people don't acknowledge or take us as seriously as other signs, and it's a subtle influence. Well, Pisces gets driven delusional. All right. Pisces is not out here trying to like lack sense and logic. In fact, Pisces are some of the most intelligent people, except when they get in their feelings and they literally become the stupidest people ever. Oh my God. Like, I don't get that. Like Pisces will literally be the smartest person ever. And then Sagittarius too. And then they get in their feelings and then they literally turn into the most super tards ever. Just like completely dumb, stupid. And then they get out their feelings and then they're just like brilliant again. But we do have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is talking about the fast manifestation of a whole lot of what you've been wanting. You just need to be really quick for things to move fast. Things have been set in gear and things are just going to, and before you know it, 3 months worth or 3 years or to 3 months worth of work is done in like a week. And you want to make sure you really like keep that in mind. The card we have for everybody is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is going to be someone that you want to test your reasoning with, as they may force an ultimatum upon you. But the more objective you are and the more true you are, the better. So no matter what this person says or does, you want to stand up for yourself quite profoundly. And you kind of standing up and expressing who you really are. Love you too, Olivia. This will open up the grounds for you to gain respect in this person's eyes. The King of Swords could come at you disrespectfully, and if you stand up to them, they're going to respect you. If you let them walk over them, they won't. So keep that in mind. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. That's all. Enough of my maturity. Thank you for joining me. I'm now going to draw cards from the Wisdom of the Night Oracle card deck for those of you who donated via Skype or Super Chat. Get ready for the supernatural showdown. You're going to awaken to the next level of your power, strength, and magic. Please show some love to death, because death is lonely. No one really respects death. Life is a chaotic and wild force, and people who are attached to love, they can be very extreme against death. You should never be afraid of death, though. But if we were to ask everyone in the world, let's personify death, okay? No one likes this dude. Some people resent death, because death, whenever death is ready to take someone, a moment that should be embraced, even though sometimes it happens randomly or prematurely, seemingly, people mourn. People mourn. Whenever death takes someone, it's met with mourning. It's met with sadness. This is a life that we travel through time and space, because you cannot attach to this life. You came from nothing just to go through something to go back to nothing, okay? In order for you to ascend, especially as a higher being, you need to go through time and space and experience life so that you can die and then become more. You have to live through life, go through lessons so that you can develop your aura through experience. And then you can die. You have to embrace death. Like, you have to die so that you can carry on. You come through experience and get information, then you pass. Okay. So people just kind of disrespect death. They're afraid of death. All right. No one embraces death truly. Only the wildest people do, who are awake and free. Some of us are dying this week, like Ocean 420 said. So, death is a new beginning, and it's okay to have attachments because we're still human, we're still learning. But really remember, death is not some evil person that just wants to make people sad. Death has a deal with life. Death was created by life as a sacrifice. In order for the creation of things to not supernova upon itself, there had to be an equalizing force to balance out the ridiculous life force and potential of life itself. And thus death was created, which has always existed, to balance and take everything that life has created. Tis is the sacred union, because death's twin flame is life. That is honestly the only twin flame relationship that exists, death and light. Meister Mike, can you become invisible to the dark forces? Good question. Not necessarily. No, you can't be. It's a good question, but not really. Some trained dark forces will still be able to see, but you never need to be invisible to dark forces, because if your heart is shining bright with love, they wouldn't even be able to touch you. All right, and they'll run away from your life. It's impure. Dragon Ball Super. All right, so Miss Ra for sure. So thank you. The card we have for you is love. So whether this manifests as a very powerful relationship or very dope, connections, love is going to open up, especially from your heart, and it's going to attract very positive experiences that open your heart even more. The Pratt Pack, what you need to know is that understanding comes from you. So you want to be more open to people about your view on things. I can't even call them opinions, because you're speaking truth. So let them be mindful about what's on your mind, and they'll gain great understanding from that. And you'll also get understanding about how they respond and reply. I am so confused regarding right/left hand path. Green eyes, we have vision. Regardless of if you walk the left or right hand path, your vision has to be straight and your vision has to be focused. When you are solid in vision, this will allow you to understand the right and left hand path. So speak to Aphrodite to gain wisdom and insight. Khalil Lewis, the card we have for you is belonging, and you're going to really, tap into very close people who make you feel valued and make you feel a part of something very special. All right. Sammy S., the card that I have for you is belonging. I shuffled this 3 times and I got it 3 times. So belonging, as well as Khalil is talking about you also really feeling a deep sense of value and just comfort with multiple people who actually embrace you and respect you, which is just beautiful. Money in the bank now. Okay. We got Jalen Donald. The card we have for Jalen Donald. Why do I keep getting this? Belonging House of the Night. Belonging House of the Night is I definitely want to see Supernatural. I've only seen a few episodes, but I love that show already. Belonging House of the Night is once again talking about you feeling accepted and you feeling valued. All right. Licto 13. Kevin Schrader, I will do a Divine RPG update stream. I am in the middle of recording the Yin Yang Apprentice episode still. I am 19 minutes in and I just haven't finished it yet, but that's definitely coming out. Then I'm going to do the Divine RPG officially so I can at least refer people to the video. All right, anyway, Licto 13. We have meditation. Spending some quality, valuable time in meditation will do so much to awaken a lot of your third eye and to make you a whole lot more happier than you already are. Emily Long. Open up your heart with confidence and say it with your chest. Final Fantasy Chrono Trigger. Ooh, Dragon Quest in real life. Yes, Chrono Trigger in real life for real, and Final Fantasy. Confidence is going to open all the doors for you. So anything that you feel like you're not good enough for, you are good enough for. And even if you have to act like you are, this is going to really work. Thank you so much, Deanie Eenie Meenie. I love that name too. Lenny Andrea. We have movement. So you're generating a lot of energy right now, and dispersing it through moving will help manifest stuff because your energy will exist in different places, and releasing it will really facilitate through the movement and also kind of help you focus your mind. Michael Blandon, we have playful, the 44 card. So definitely keeping things light and making the environment not too serious and keeping playful and activating Marcy's inner child will definitely do things to help reunite very profoundly. Claire Smith, we have movement for you as well. So make sure you take advantage of any opportunities to move your energy around. For you, I'm getting exercise. Not necessarily because you need to get in shape, but exercise is just going to move your energy around. So you don't even need to do like a whole workout. Just if you like move around, do a couple push-ups, sit-ups, and jumping jacks. And once again, it doesn't have to be a full workout, even if it's just like 5 of each. You just want to move the energy so it doesn't stay stagnant. Sunshine, me, the card we have for you is loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Watch the music video Loyalty by Kendrick Lamar, even if you've already seen it, because the vibration of the energy will trigger something magical for you. And just know the loyalty in your heart will attract those in all contexts of relationships to strengthen loyalty from them as well. Your loyalty is strong because it is empowering others. Deborah Carlton, we have rigid. So hopefully you're not really this rigid influence through experience, but really, you know what I'm saying? I'm loyal to my truth. Really make sure you're stay an open mind, even if people aren't closed off. It's really just more so the environment that's causing this energy to exist. It's going to shift, not too soon, but not too long as well. You just kind of want to adapt to this rigid environment. Nasheen Hussein. Thank you for the $222 donation that you have accidentally donated, even though I know it's not an accident at all, because Jupiter was just like, you know, you a Sagittarius, you got a ball. It's all good. Nasheen, we have confidence. So take forward your confidence. Worry not. I got your email, so I will send you back $200. I know you meant to do just 20 or 222. So we'll work that out, even if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'll email you back. Confidence is saying definitely bring forth a lot of your charisma, because you're not only very beautiful, you're very, you know, passionate and what's the word? Influential, and your confidence could really inspire people to do things they wouldn't listen to other people to do. Sharon Andrea, the card that we have for you is movement. And as a fixed sign, a lot of the knowledge you download can sometimes keep you stagnant, and your energy may not flow as well, and you can get stuck in your mind. So going on walks, going on longer power walks, I get the feeling you might already do this, but going on walks will just kind of facilitate things a whole lot better, okay? So that you're in a position to process. I'm getting you have to move so you can process more what you already know and whatnot. Alfreda Nwosu, the card that we have for you. Alfreda, we have movement for you too. So movement is definitely speaking of you being in a position to not necessarily only honor the energy that you have built up by expressing it, because for you it's really going to talk more about receiving the energy and then moving to disperse it a little bit different subtly. Okay. Power flower, We have message. So you're going to gain a clear sign from someone else who speaks to you with spirit ears or spirit mouth words. They may not even know they're giving you a message from the divine, but the universe is going to send someone to answer your prayer as a message. They're going to tell you something you've been wanting to know, and they probably won't even know that they're answering your prayer. They're just going to say it as a thought, and they're channeling the divine. Okay. Tara Alluri, we have playful. So a playful attitude and vibration will open up great grounds for positivity for others. You're gonna be a source of this positivity just by keeping a light attitude. All right. Rosalind Steele, we have oath. And with this Scorpio energy, you may make a new oath to what it is you truly commit to in love, or be reminded of such. That oath is going to be the source of your strength. Okay. Reminder, Luna G, please don't forget you a motherfucking boss and you run ish in these streets. All right. Your values isn't even so much a self-worth card, but you just want to necessarily pay attention to the signs that you keep on being recurring. You might be not keeping inside of something you're supposed to embrace. And Ayla, the same message applies to you as well. Only in your case, this is just saying to not forget the signs that you've had from the universe and the instances that have shown you can trust the universe. Okay, so whenever you doubt, just remember about that. Okay, B, C, we have choices. You're going to have to make important choices that have you compromising over how authentic you're willing to be. And just make sure you make the right choice that honors you and balances reasonably what others expect. Miss Kiki, we have the High Priestess of Water. Splash. The High Priestess of Water wants you to know that with your Cancer moon, you are going to have clear sentience with all this immediate trine to Scorpio, where you not only feel what people are feeling, but you have deep clarity and wisdom of why and how. Cancer is actually the act of feeling. Pisces is why they're feeling it. And of course, Scorpio is going to indicate how is being led to this feeling. So the High Priestess of Water is going to key you in very greatly into deeper ways to interact with people's souls despite what their mind or ego is telling you. All right, Regina Phalange, we have wishing. So wishing is going to really keep and incorporate what you've been focused and intending on, and how well you could not only manifest that, but gain hope by seeing certain facets of this shift. All right, Lisa Ben, we have risk. You're going to want to have to take a risk that may probably not necessarily pay off the way you want to, but it's more important that you take the risk, because that's going to ultimately lead you in the right direction. Only you can be you. Belonging House of the Night indicates quite profoundly your ability and willingness to open up to groups of people who want to know more about you. This belonging card is going to talk about people who reach out to you. You might not be comfortable with them at first, but you can trust them, and they're going to help you express yourself even better. Azuri, the card we have is the High Priestess of Fire. The High Priestess of Fire is going to ignite you with passion unimaginable, and she's going to teach you how to deal with higher states of fire. What this is going to do is make you mad, because all this extra energy at first is going to be manifested as anger, because that excess fire will be hard to control. The High Priestess of Fire will slowly teach you how to control that fire. So instead of anger, it's a lot more, you purify that darker, lower vibration that needs to be purified, some of which you get from others and is less you, and you turn it into love and happiness. Gwendolyn, the card we have for you is a message. Look to an unlikely revelation of certain themes that will key you into the truth based on a timely message you receive from someone who you... Nobody pray for me! Number different. No, that may come from a great, realization of what may not necessarily have been, brought up in the first place. And let me just. It's really important that you really accept more so how deeply you're willing to open up to what it is you're being faced with, so that it could make a lot more sense. But this message is going to come very well timed at the perfect time, and you'll know it's a sign. Okay, Scorpio Queen. The card we have for you is Reminder. So you're going to be reminded of a facet of your power. There's something that you used to do as a kid and then as a late teenager that you forgot because a certain level of trust was lacked. Now you've gained so much strength in yourself, you're going to remember how. Okay. Wand 410, we have the High Priestess of Fire, who's going to bring a lot of passionate and sexual experiences for you, so that you're in a very much greater position to sharpen the fire you have with harsh but powerful integrity. Oh, snap. Lilac Ocean 420. We also have the High Priestess of Fire for you. So this is speaking of you just kind of getting set. If you find that you're a lot more sassy with people, the High Priestess of Fire is going to be acting smart to people who think that they could pull a fast one on you. And for also people who feel like they're too cool for school, the High Priestess of Fire will put them in their place, but she's going to channel herself through you. So if you find yourself getting sassy and smart with people, it's because they think they're slick. And the High Priestess of Fire is looking out. She likes you too, Lilac. She thinks you hella cool. K B S. The card we have for you is cycles. And be mindful that the cycles that are occurring are really revealing and expressing quite greatly how well you can adapt to each lesson that comes back upon itself. Of course, with this week, you'll gain more outside views of these cycles, so you know when to expect the lessons. This will give you a great omniscience in your life, which is going to be powerful. It'll last for the next like 5-10 years, actually. Tiffany Lee, and that's just to say you're going to be noticing a lot of patterns in your life. Thank you, Lisa Gale. Thank you. Much appreciated. Risk Tiffany Lee, there's an important risk that you're going to have to take, and you won't feel ready for this risk. It might seem like you're rushed. Tiffany Lee, it's almost like you have that one shot to not miss your chance to blow, because this opportunity comes once in a lifetime. And your knees might be weak because of mom's spaghetti, and you're on stage and it's like, do I take this risk? I don't really feel ready to rock a crowd of thousands of people, but it's like, do I want to at least take this risk? If I mess up, I could probably be bad, but take the risk, because people will love you for at least, some people will see the vulnerability, and you'll be in a great example to show yourself what you made of. Scorpio water sign. The High Priestess of Fire, we got that a lot. The High Priestess of Fire wants to use your spiritual energy to tempt those into the light. And she's going to shine a whole lot of her light through your expression of energy. And it's going to bring certain forces who need to be exposed to you. So you'll feel an indirectness where you're doing something that makes people think a certain way, and then you call out that unconscious bias. The High Priestess of Fire will show you with her fire. Rafaela Flores, maintaining a playful attitude will do everything to open up greater energy with you, as well as open up a more positive energy field that will attract pleasant experiences towards you effortlessly. Shauna, love coaching. We have success, especially on your love coaching, where you can gain a greater level of expression and a greater level of success and accomplishment by analoging or logging in or acknowledging the hard work you've done and being praised for it in great ways. Candace Owens, the card we have for you is the High Priestess of Fire. We get in this card a lot. So that's interesting. The High Priestess of Fire wants to motivate you to be more passionate about certain things that you might be too passive about. So if you find that your buttons are getting pushed, it's because the High Priestess of Fire wants you to snap and to let that fire out, okay? She's going to help it happen in an organic way that doesn't feel forced. Astro Dim 7. We have chaos. See this tornado rolling around and it's like, whoa, it's ripping up houses and streets in the goat. And we don't know what to do because it's like, yo, this tornado about to destroy everything. Oh, this tornado just went viral. Okay, I'm done. K Martin, or if anything, the chaos is just talking about you having to adapt to just things going way out of control and just making sure you don't let that chaos run you. But I think you're gonna have so much fun with this anyway, where everyone's gonna be like, oh my God. You're gonna be like, this is so fun. K Martin. The card we have is the High Priestess of Fire is putting everyone on. And for you, I get the sense that she's going to activate your energy very profoundly. But this fire is going to burn a whole lot of your insecurities. So embrace that and stand forward in strength, because this is going to be the activation that's Dragon Ball Z-esque, and it's just like power coursing through your energy and veins, pure expressions. We have understanding, and if you've been needing clarity, you're going to gain all the understanding in the world. It's going to wash down on you. You're just going to, I wonder if you're a Pisces, but even if you're not, if you have any Pisces energy, you're just going to be like, oh, you're going to feel like people are going to think you're like on drugs, because you're just going to be like, oh, I get it now. Oh, and it's going to lead to even more understanding, and you're just going to have an understanding gasm. Vaughn Jones. Yeah, Vaughn Jones. We have obedience. So whatever you're obedient to, you definitely want to be in a position to hold others accountable, because there's going to be great opportunity for you to forsake your own boundaries and rules, and that's just mild temptation that you'll be able to define through the integrity of your obedience that other people will follow too, because if they don't, they'll be crossing your boundary. Yeah, love, how will all this affect me? Playful. So this is going to really affect you in a way to react to your situations with a light vibe, instead of kind of being defensive, even if reasonably so. Some people might be rude. You still just want to be playful. You still want to keep the energy light. Even if people are cool, the playful energy will help you tap into a lot of this abundance that's opening up to you at an even deeper level. Shout out to Mo Harrison. I'm with you on that as well. She said, I face death. Death is my bitch. Fear is my bitch. Holler. Shannon Southard. We have confidence. So roll up in any mofo place with the confidence of Ricky Bobby after 2 tequila shots. All right. You're just going, your confidence is going to radiate. People are just going to be like, who are you? And you might not even feel like you're being confident. You might just be being you. So once you notice that, take it to the next level. Even if it feels a little weird at first, you're going to learn how to step into this more assertive consciousness, really. Ain F, thank you for joining and sticking through. We do have risk for you, so take the risk. The next thing you get asked to do that seems remotely risky, just leap out and do it. All right, you'll know because you feel a little bit afraid of it just a little bit, not too irrationally. I get the sense it might be a risk of the heart too, like to gamble with love. So take that risk because you are very lucky. All right. Butterflies, faith. We got strength. So strength is speaking of you reminding yourself of how powerful you are, but stepping into this through experiences that highlight how well you could open up the power through this. So, you know, strength is the epitome of the supernatural showdown. You're going to get strength through this showdown where chaos and conflict is not even near enough to stop you. You're just like, what's next? All right. And El Suvero Saturnino, El Cuervo Saturnino. That's such a gangster name. All right, we have confidence, so not even surprised. Ride up on this horse, pause, and be in a position to, you know, express how confident you really are through your actions. And you'll find that powerful people approach you because it's going to speak for itself, okay? The last card we have for everyone is the moon. The moon is in Scorpio right now. The moon in Scorpio is going to reveal profound secrets that are going to be like, for real now? And you're just going to have to roll with it. But because it's the moon, don't reveal too much about it. Keep it to yourself and enjoy what happens as a result. Well, thank you guys once again. I love y'all. I did pull the world too. So within the next 24 hours, expect success. Within the next like 6 hours, expect success on something that you have long desired. And know that this is going to be in your life forever and you'll fully enjoy it.